y'all see the way that's lined up?
What are they, about 3 feet apart?
Yeah, that's not critical.
Oh, okay.
I want to get the last one.
Well,
Why do I want the last one?
teaching them the
And
line.
what's the natural thing? You get one of these first ones. It's exactly like a shoreline would be.
Okay.
I want to cut the shore, so we're going to teach them not to do the thing that's the most natural. If there's a mistake, I'm going to stop her and move up and get it right without another mistake. In other words, it's going to be, that's not what I want. This is what I want. No. Sit. Good. That's all the pressure there is in this.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that is necessary when you're doing this drill, they must be visible. That last bumper was a little buried, and she didn't see it. Otherwise, she probably would have done better.
That pressure was just no.
I didn't do anything other than say no.
Okay.
So,
Feel.
is he going about an angle? It looks like.
No. No. Normally you can't get her to miss. But
We're on Alaska time now.
you know, when I was in Edmonton, the field I had to work with had cover this high. Made this drill very difficult. They must be visible because you're teaching them to focus and go where they're looking.
Bill, from here, that last one is hardly visible.
That's what I mean. It's very hard. It's got to be visible. So if they are visible, she can do it from me. Here.
No.
Back. Okay. Okay. So that is a 7-bumper lining drill. Now what you can do with that is you can do this on flat ground, but one of the beautiful uses is down the shore. You line these up down the shoreline, and you're teaching them not to do what they want to do the most, which is get on land.
Right.
What's the difference between a fish and a dog?
Fish wants to stay in the water, dog wants to stay on land.
If you throw a fish in the water, if you throw a fish in the land, it jumps back in the water. If you throw a dog in the water, it jumps back on land.
Bill,
This is a land animal.
on land I had no problem doing this. On water, I'm on too wide a lake, so I couldn't put them on the shore to go on the swim. So I tried just placing them out in the water with no wind. It was way harder. Is there a reason for that? Will it work in the water, or does it have to go short?
No, it works in the water, but it's got to be fairly short. They've got to understand it first. This drill is good for teaching a dog to angle, for instance, a channel. You could handle 1,000 times, and you could stand on your head, but to angle a channel that's 15 feet wide and go 80 yards down at an angle is virtually impossible, but you can teach it with this drill. You can teach a dog to run on a side hill, which is very, very difficult. But you can teach it with this drill. Anything where you want to hold a line, you put these bumpers in a row and it's almost, well, they can't go this way, there's nothing over there, and they can't go this way because they'll be getting the wrong bumper. So you're really teaching them how to hold a line where they wouldn't, where there's nothing natural about it. And there's nothing natural about what we're trying to get these dogs to do on water, is there? It's
Right.
very contrived.
Right.
It's really silly. But that's what the game is.
So
If
do
you
you,
want to play the game, then you learn how to do it.
so do you advance that and do them further out and further apart from a further distance, or just like that right there?
You just keep them close.
Bill, you have the bumpers lined up on your right side. If you heel to the other side, would you put them towards your left?
What I do, seal from both sides. So normally I would alternate sides.
Okay.
It's trickier, but it's a good thing. It's a good discipline. I normally do it. Heel left and right. I got off to a bad start here because the ground wasn't quite, it should be over there on that grass where you can see. When you're doing along a shoreline like this, you have to put them out in the water and you have to somehow get them to float where they can be seen. If they're hidden, the whole thing does you no good. Come here. Sit. Out. So, why do we want to do this drill besides teaching these concepts like hillsides and down the shores and everything? Because we want to teach a dog to go where they're looking. So now we're on line. It's not our hand that's going to get us there. It's that they are conditioned to go where they're looking. And once they have that, it's getting them lined up, back, boom, because they now have the confidence and the skill to go where they're looking.
So would you always pick up the last one, or occasionally pick up the middle?
I'm going to say you always pick, and so then people say, "Oh, all you've done is taught the dog to get the last one." Yeah, that's what you've taught. And once every 20 times, I will pick one, just to say I can get any one I want. Write some initials on them: A, B, C, D. I can get number A, get number B, and you can win money at a bet that way. You can get the one you want, but you don't want to do it very often because you want to condition the dog to do the long one. Condition them to not get what they really want, which is one of the short ones.
It gets
Go
progressive.
get out of the wall. Go fast.
Yeah.
It gets progressively easier if you don't step back. I'm surprised you just take one step back every time you get the bumper, so you still always got the same angle. Or is it the easier part? Is that just part of building the confidence? Or
I see what you're saying. You're saying every time you get one, move farther back. So
one step or whatever. Yeah.
there would be nothing wrong with that. The important part is the first 2 or 3 anyway, and then it's just like
Right.
polishing it off and being done with it. So, who has? That's part of the focus that we're working on.
That's what she got.
Who's got puppies here?